Concern over hepatitis is one reason the city of Cincinnati ordered people living in a downtown homeless camp to move out within 72 hours.
Police posted a notice this morning below an overpass at 3rd and Plum. Jeff Hurst joins us there live. Jeff?
Well, good afternoon. This particular homeless camp under the bridge behind me is not the one we reported on last week. That is down 3rd Street a little bit. That one has been growing, although it's not that new. It's not that old. This one is much older, but the reason you don't see it is simply it's under a bridge. Out of sight to many, but not out of mind to city officials. That's the status of about 40 homeless individuals living in this camp. Some have been homeless for years in different places around town, others much less. A woman who gave her name only as JJ said she's been here a couple of weeks after a series of problems.
I became an alcoholic about 10 years ago, and I've had multiple traumatic events happen since then. I was in the tornado out in Piner. I was hit by a car. I've had several things happen to me. I was living in a sober living house and things didn't go well there, and so that's how I ended up here.
The city says on Friday the site will be power washed and ultimately will be fenced and landscaped to prevent another camp from coming here. Anything not taken by residents will be considered abandoned and removed. Also getting removed, threats to health like garbage and used mattresses. The health department was here vaccinating for hepatitis A as well as working on other medical problems.
We're trying to make appointments for other health services such as diabetes, hypertension, depression. We do full service health clinics for underserved that are homeless at this time.
Is there a hepatitis outbreak or is it just a precaution?
There is becoming a greater outbreak of hepatitis A now in northern Kentucky and coming into Cincinnati.
Down the street from this camp, another tent city has been growing on 3rd Street the past few weeks. First with just one tent, now it's well over a dozen across 3 blocks. Police say they expect to take similar action against this camp next week.
3rd Street will be getting addressed, and yes, there have been quite a few tents popping up, as we call it, but we're ready to address those also.
Back under the bridge, the city says it will provide camp residents temporary housing while working on a long-term solution. JJ says she and her boyfriend hope to get an apartment on their own pretty soon.
We're progressing, to get to someplace August the 1st, but right now we're just still in a holding pattern here.
Let me show you what was posted this morning by the city right here. It says this area will be closed for cleaning and maintenance on Friday from 6 a.m. until the work is complete. Then it suggests, or it orders basically, if you don't take your stuff with you, we're going to take it. It tells these folks how to track down some possible temporary housing. I was here earlier today at noon, and just after we were packing up for a live shot, we saw a woman and a man come dashing out of here and another guy chasing them. And based on the information we were given, is that woman had had a heroin overdose, and she was brought back by Narcan. Some people here had Narcan. It wasn't the police. And she and the guy she was with were running away, and this other guy behind him, he was chasing him either to try to help him or to try to find out more about him. Look, heroin overdoses can happen anywhere, and they do. But the fact that this is happening right here in a very, very visible street, this isn't that visible, but somebody comes running out here after having an OD, that's not what you want in your downtown area. Live downtown, Jeff Hurst, Local 12 News, back to you.
Jeff, thanks very much. Acting City Manager Patrick Duhaney says several agencies are working with City Hall to find both short-term and permanent housing, along with basic social services. But Duhaney says that will be a long and complex process.